professional batting cage setup. The first thing that we need to do is find a spot as much level as we can. It don't need to be 100% level. And then we're gonna start with the end poles. Make sure the end pieces are level, and then we make sure to get them in a straight line. We have to make sure that's square as well. So that way our frame will be connected together on top and may fit. Ideally, go like 18 inches at least in the ground. It's up to you if you want to put a concrete or not. Most of the time, it's highly recommended to go 2 feet. As you can see right here, we got those up, and it has a level. We got the level on one end. We're making 2 feet. Put a concrete. Leave it like a 6 inches, so that way you can put a grass on top of it. You need to make sure that you don't have to put a lot of water on the concrete. You can just do the dry concrete, and then put the level up on the pole right there. That is the level. After that one, we got to make sure that we line up the ends all straight line. We need to do it like a straight line, string to put them together. Every batting cage is like a special install because the area. Most of the time we're using one of those concrete bags, like 80 pounds concrete. It's either Sacred or Quikrete, so it depends where you're getting from. And that's the twine to make sure everything line up and keep a straight line. We're gonna set it up the frame, so we're gonna be connecting the top together as well, so that way that make it looks nice and stable. In this particular batting case, we have one of the corners that's very low. It's like a 2 feet off. But after this, customer will be putting concrete, and we put a putting green type turf, which is the best turf to put on a batting cage. We have the fittings has eyeballs, where we're gonna be hooking the cable, the netting with the carabiners, the snap clip, quick connect carabiners. We recommend to use 2 guys. Our guys over here, they know exactly how to do it, so that's why everybody is doing their own stuff, but because we know it. So one person can do it, but it's a little bit dangerous. So I highly recommend it to go like teams of 2 people to work together for it. Then we're gonna be opening the net. We open the net first. Most of the times, we got our nets with a little bit extra. Don't count with that extra. We do that on purpose, and we're gonna show you how to lay down the net first before we install it. So we will have to lay down the net on the length. Don't have to do it. You don't have to open the whole thing, but on one side. Once you find the top section, and you're gonna do what you're gonna do. You're gonna divide the extra on those sections. In this case, this batting cage is 12 feet high, 14 feet wide, 50 feet long. So the distance between poles is 12 feet 6 inches. So you don't have to measure the net. The net is already measured and cut it with probably an extra foot on it. Sometimes we do less, sometimes just exact the size. As you can see right here, they are pulling the net on one side, which is the top section. They're laying down, and we have extra net. But then you're gonna divide it on those 4 spots, the 4 different sections. Lay it down that way, so that way you can put a clip right there. So that clip, it will make it easier to clip it on top of the feeding of a frame. The net hangs inside the frame. The reason we make it wider, so that way the net's not gonna be touching the frame. Once you get it up, what you need to do is adjust the length section. We can make it exact the size, but I highly recommend that after you hang it, pull out the tails so that way the net is not gonna have all those saggings. So this way we hang it completely, we tie it on one end, and we wait on this end over here to finish, to pull the net up. You're gonna see it's an easy trick way to do it, which is it will help you to make sure the nets looks nice and clean. This is how we'll pull up our ladders. In this case we are 4 guys, actually 3 guys working. I'm just taking the video, putting all these things together for you, and our guys over here, they know how to do it. So this batting cage setup, it took like 3 hours from we started to we finish. To you it could take you a day or 2, but once you get practice, hey, it will be easy. This net is easy to take it down. All you had to do is unclip it, but I highly recommend it the first time. It will be the hardest. You don't have to take down this net because this is made for indoor outdoor. So this is the last section. This is the end, and they're pulling the ropes to make sure we got a nice install, nice and clean installation. Our friends right here, the guy on the right side is Romeo, the guy with the lime green shirts, Marino, really good guys, really hard workers. And now I would recommend it, don't do what this guy with the lime shirt's gonna do it. He's gonna hold the rope with his teeth. Don't do that part. Don't do that, please. You can just pull it, tie it, and then just keep pulling. They have different ways to do it, so they know exactly what they're doing. And sometimes to do it faster, they're trying to do some kind of weird moves. But that's a way to pull that the last end. That was before they were tying down on the opposite end. Now they're pulling down, so that way the net's gonna be lifted, the net's gonna be divided, and still they're gonna be adjusted a little bit. As you can see, this left corner was a little taller, as you can see it. So what we did in this case, we add some net for that guy temporarily, so that way when he ready to put the concrete, he will be fine. But we make it work right now, so even if he doesn't put concrete now, he will have plenty net. That's not the finished product. You will see it. What we like to do in this case is all this extra net, we'll make it like a tackle type on the bottom, so that way you keep the nets in place and mark everything square, make it wider. The reason we make the batting cage 14 feet wide, because we had to have enough room for the batters to swing the bat. We custom made batting cages, we custom make netting, so don't misunderstand. We can sell any size, any height, any width, any length, but highly recommended to keep 14 because that way you have plenty room to swing the bat. That's after they install the top section. They pull out the ropes on the corners, so that cage, it's ready, almost ready. We got the turf, the AstroTurf. We got the net savers behind the batters, the heating mat, green with the inlaid lines and plate, so that way they not gonna wiping off with the time. As you can see it, that's 12 feet wide heating mat. So it has plenty space, plenty room for the batters to get into the cage and swing the bat freely without worries about hitting the net on the sides, not on the ends. We got our Pro model picture screens made with the SS40 tubing and the number 60 pillowcase net. This batting cage is ready. Thank you so much for watching. We're AtlantaBattingCage.com.